Hello to all you miniatures lovers on the internet webs. I am Dakian, and this is Kabaka Kwana. You know, the not quite King Kong model from Reaper. And it is another Monday, of course, to ramble about miniatures. And it is, in fact, the 15th of March 2021. And I've been painting these Lost World minis. This is a big ungainly hunk of metal. He was really hard to base. He ripped loose from the base at one point and I had to glue him back on. Because the sticky tack held better to the underside of the base than the glue held him on the top of the base. I think I fixed that though. But it's a cool figure. Like I've said, you know, I think Reaper should make another huge gorilla, even bigger in bones. You could easily make one twice the size of this guy. And that would be pretty interesting, I think. But, you know, overall, not too difficult to paint. I mean, he's mostly just one color. Well, variations of shades of one color on the fur, and that's about it. He just needs to look dramatic. Let's move on to some smaller figures. So these guys are some medium-sized monsters, not as large as the last guy, but not quite human-sized either. So we have another ape. This is the carnivorous ape from Reaper, a metal figure. Painted sort of in the same colors as the big gorilla. We have the giant sloth, the Megatherium, which is in bones. It's from the Kickstarter. And then we have two axe beaks. This one is the plastic one, the bones one from the Kickstarter. This is the old metal one. And I decided to go for more colors here, like a rainbow spectrum of bright birds. And well, hopefully you think they turned out okay. I'm okay with them. All of these models are fine. Yeah, no special difficulties with any of them. Nothing weird about the models or the painting process at all. It just sort of rolled along. Yeah, so let's move on to the last batch of finishes. And here we have the smaller dinosaurs. These are the sort of dino people, humanoid lizard folk. Well, not quite lizard folk, dinosaur folk from the Bones 4 Kickstarter, the Lost Valley expansion. And I'm not really proud of these. These did not inspire me, so I attacked the problem by throwing random paint colors at it. Basically just painting whatever, fixing it up so it looks semi-okay, and just leaving it at that and saying, not every project needs to be one that I put my heart and soul into. They're good enough for tabletop work, and yeah, I can put them in the finished pile. That's all I need to know, really. So with that, I can maybe fix this one a little bit. The tail doesn't look great. I'll polish it up. With that, we can move on and see what's on my work table at the moment. And these are some of the newly prepped and primed minis. These are those resin cave people and Cro-Magnons from Fenrir miniatures. They're interesting looking. Like I said, this one is dragging a litter behind him. Here we have a woman with a child, and some sort of bone club. This, I suppose, is some sort of shaman or whatever, because he has this. But he's actually starting a fire, I think. He's got flint and steel in his hand. Or, no, not flint and steel, because they don't have steel yet, but two pieces of rock. They bang together to create the spark. Here's a spearman. The way he's holding it, I suppose he's hunting a mammoth or something, because he's aiming upwards with something bigger than him. Here's a guy kneeling with a spear at the ready. There's somebody pointing. That's where the mammoth is, maybe. And finally, this guy is just ready to go. He's got dual clubs, no spears. So he's probably not hunting mammoths, but something smaller. And I'm excited to get started on these guys. And here we have a couple of bigger monsters in the same state of being prepped and primed. Now the Horn Slasher, basically there was nothing I needed to do with it. I tried to gap fill a little bit under his chin. There's still kind of a crack there, but I don't think anybody's going to notice. The club tail, there was a lot of more gap filling going on. And they're still kind of there at the base of the tail. But, you know, that might be viewed as simply, yeah, there needs to be a little space there because it's segmented and it needs to be able to move. Otherwise, I think I filled in all the gaps that needed to be filled. And we've applied some primer, and now we just have to think of a color scheme. This is always the trouble. But I'll think of something, or I'll do something random and then fix it later, as always. So the seemingly never-ending story of my March order from the February order. It was placed on the 1st of February, actually. It is finally over. So it's here after 6 weeks. That's a record-breaking time. But anyway, let's do an unboxing and see what's in here. We have a few metal minis here. I think, let's see if we can get them in order. So we have 3 pirates, and the reason for that is that I just like pirates. We have Dandy Francesca, we have Rod Blackreef, and Barnabas Frost. Then we have a couple of sort of more primitive caveman types. We have the Neanderthal Champion. We have Lorgan Duneflint, who turns out is a dwarf. I didn't realize that. I thought he was just a caveman, but he's a dwarven, well, primitive dwarf. And what's more, we have the Caveman Pack, which is 4 dudes that look more like, you know, classical cavemen, just fur loincloths and the like. And what else did I get in metal? I got a couple of lizard folk. This lizard man with a spear, and this lizard man who has a name and is carrying a club of some sort. And finally, now we're getting to the bones. We have this fire demon. You can't tell what it's supposed to be like because he's all in pieces. Lots and lots of pieces. And following up on that, we have the bonus minis First off, the one you got automatically was this new dude in the Bones USA material, who's called Darius the Blue. I think I recognize this mini. I have him in metal. I think he was one of the 25th anniversary models a couple of years back. Still haven't painted him. And then you got to choose another bonus mini, and this I chose a dwarf actually because this kind of fits with the theme of that guy I didn't know was a dwarf, because I like dwarven miniatures. This is a female dwarf known as a Valkyrie. So that's a lot of stuff. And am I going to start painting any of it right away? A few things. I'll have to think about which ones will go first. I can't really tell you that right now, but a few of them will get put into production. However, what I can tell you is that I will most definitely be starting up these minis. What are these? Well, here we have some Reaper Bones. These 5 up front are, in fact, orcs. They're from something called the Jade Fire Tribe, according to the packaging. And they're orcs with more primitive gear than even normal, like stone clubs and the like. Flint-tipped spears. So, very savage. And they have integral bases, but I think, no, in this case they're too flimsy. I don't know why they can't think up a common standard for the built-in bases. They're all different. And sometimes they're big and beefy enough that I can stick with the bases that are on them, but sometimes I need to reinforce them. And these I think, no, they fall over too easily. I need to add bases. Anyway, then there's this dude called Mumlak, who is a big mammoth man. A giant bipedal mammoth. Comes pre-assembled. Big gap there. And yeah, kind of interesting looking. He's steady enough, but no, I think I might need to add some more basing to him as well. Not sure if I want to keep this though. I'm thinking I might actually saw him off this silly thing and add a real round base. Because yeah. The other option is to glue this onto a bigger base, but then you get this 2-level effect and with different textures. I'm not sure. But what I am sure about is that these 6 are the last minis from my Bones 4 pledge. They're the last of the Lost Valley expansion and the last of Bones 4 in total. So that's a big goal in sight there. Finally putting that project to rest. Just in time for Bones 5 to arrive. At least, it's supposed to ship in April, so we'll see. Yeah, that was an exciting episode, wasn't it? Exciting finale, anyway. And so, thank you for sticking with me this long. Please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe if you are not already subscribed. And join me here again. A week from now, same day of the week, same channel. Same me, Dakian, who is signing off.